Today I'll talk to you about bad habits do not always give us bad results. When evening came, his disciples went down to the lake where they got into a boat and set off across the lake for Capernaum. But now it was dark and Jesus had not yet joined them. A strong wind was blowing and the waters grew rough. When they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus approaching the boat walking on the water, and they were frightened. But he said to them, "It is I, don't be afraid." When we are in a dark time, feeling as if Jesus were not with us, everything becomes more complicated. But the worst part is when he tries to help us and we don't understand what he is doing and that it is him doing. How often do we get frightened because we do not recognize that it is Jesus in the storm? Do you know why don't recognize him at the beginning? At first, we think it is the devil because we automatically associate bad things with him. Or if not him, we imagine some enemy, maybe even a person we don't like or don't like us. But bad happiness do not always give us bad results. When Jesus comes near to help us, instead of feeling relieved, we often become afraid. We imagine how bad things might get or focus only on the moment, forgetting that this could actually be the bridge to the happy ending. Let me share an experience I went through. I had the beginning of panic syndrome. Every day I was going to sleep struggling to breathe, wake up in the same way, and continued feeling the same during the day. But instead of believing it was the devil or complaining about it, the first thought that came to my mind was, Jesus is giving me an opportunity to be freed from my trauma, and I'm going to face this. One day, my psychologist told me I was courageous, and I replied, I can't miss this opportunity that Jesus has given me. I have to fight against the panic. She said this because I had spent 40 minutes from my job to her office struggling to breathe, knowing she was going too deep into my past, something that could have made my breathing even worse. The whole time my focus was on the end, not on the moment. I spent 2 months living 24 hours a day struggling to breathe. I only didn't feel like that when I was sleeping. Sometimes in life, we have only two options: fight and win, or don't fight and lose. I saw Jesus walking on the water all the time. I knew it was him. When we realize that what looks like a new problem is actually the solution, everything changes. The storm ceases to be storm. The turbulence becomes calm. And the problem that once seemed huge becomes small. Have you ever faced a situation where one problem was already there and then another one appeared out of nowhere? The second problem is that Jesus may be doing something extraordinary to deliver us, but you will make it as something meant to destroy us. But there is another situation. Sometimes when we try to solve the problem on our own without asking Jesus for help, we end up making the situation worse. But if you haven't done anything wrong, maybe it's actually Jesus walking on the water. If you are going through something like that, ask Jesus, Lord, are you the one walking on the water in this situation? Look at what happened when the disciples finally realized it was Jesus. Then they were willing to take him into the boat, and immediately the boat reached the shore where they were heading. When you recognize that it is Jesus, your problem may not be solved immediately, but you will find the solid ground. You will stop being terrified. What seems like a sad end to you will turn into hope. In the experience I shared earlier, I truly believed Jesus was going to set me free from my trauma. And he did. Right now, I'm giving a short testimony about it. But 3 years ago, I recorded 2 videos in Portuguese sharing it in detail. The next day, the crowd that had stayed on the opposite shore of the lake realized that only one boat had been there and that Jesus had not entered with his disciples, but that they had gone away alone. Sometimes it's essential to us to share our testimony. But other times, the miracle is so great that we don't even need to say anything. The people around us can see how extraordinary it is and understand that no one could have done it unless it was Jesus. Often problems arise so that he may be glorified. My prayer is, Lord, help us to see you in the middle of any problem, whether small or big. Help us understand that a problem does not always come to destroy us. Many times it comes to teach us something, to strengthen us, to improve our faith, and to make us a witness of your power, your help, your deliverance, your love, and your salvation. God bless you. I see you next video.